हरि ओम। हे राम, हे राम, हे राम, हमें दया करो। गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर, गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ओम सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी, भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी, मंत्र मूर्ते सदा देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मन मुकुर सुधार, वरनौ रघुबर बिमल यश, जोदायक फलचार। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश विकार। सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। हे नाथ मम संकट हरो हरि। बोल श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय। ले जाइए। चौपाई से
का नव मंगल मोर बढ़ाए, सखा धर्म में असरथ जाके, जीतन कहन कतहुरी ताके। जय राम श्री राम, जय राम श्री राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम राम, जय जय सीता राम, जय जय राम। वह शोभा जिस समाज सुता, कहत न बनत है, वरने शारद शेष श्रुति, सोरस जान महेश सिया, पति रामचंद्र की जय शरणम। भंडो पवन कुमार, कलबन पावक ज्ञान घन, जासु हृदय आकार, बस ही राम शर चाप धर।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 Devotees, for a few moments we concentrate on Devi Ma. Today is Ashtami, the 8th day, so we will seek her blessings in a simple way. But that Devi is an indweller in the form of Kundalini, asleep in every one of us. So we try to awaken her, isn't that so? Jago jago maha, jago jago maha, jago jago maha janani.
Jago jago ma, jago jago.
Jago jago maha, jago jago maha, jago jago maha janani. उद्धारिणी माता दुर्गा, जगत उद्धारिणी माँ। सो जागो जागो माँ, जागो जागो माँ, जागो जागो माँ जननी। हे गौरी देवी रन चंदी देवी, हे गौरी देवी रन चंदी देवी, हे शिव रमन जागो माँ। 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 जागो जगदुद्धारिणी माँ। जागो जगदुद्धारिणी माँ। जागो जागो माँ, जागो जागो माँ, जागो जागो महाजननी। हे दुर्गा देवी, हे काली देवी, हे लक्ष्मी देवी, हे शारदा देवी, हे गौरी देवी रणचंडी देवी, हे शिव रमन जागो माँ। हे शिव रमन जागो माँ, हे शिव रमन जागो माँ, हे शिव रमन जागो माँ, जागो जगद उद्धारिणी माँ, जागो जगद उद्धारिणी माँ, जागो जागो माँ, जागो जागो माँ, जागो जागो माँ जननी, उद्धारिणी माता दुर्गा, जगत उद्धारिणी माँ। बोले से आदि शक्ति जगदम्बा माता की।
बोले श्री उमापति महादेव की जय। We go on our usual journey before this. जय 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 सुत महेश, जय 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 सुत महेश, जय 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 सुत महेश, गण गणेश प्यारे, गण गणेश प्यारे तुम, जय 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 सुत महेश, जय 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 सुत महेश। शोभत सिंदूर भाल, शोभत सिंदूर भाल, मुकुट मोहन धृग विशाल, मुकुट मोहन धृग विशाल, गल में रत्नों की माल, सुंदर भुज चारी, सुंदर भुज चारी तुम, जय 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 सुत महेश, जय जय जय। लंबोदर एक दंत, लंबोदर एक दंत, गावे सुर साध संत, गावे सुर साध संत, पावे नहीं वेद अंत, नर पुराण सारे, नर पुराण सारे तुम जय 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 सुत महेश जय जय जय। रिधि सिद्धि आज्ञा के साथ, रिधि सिद्धि आज्ञा के साथ, सन्मुख खरी बांध हाथ, सन्मुख खरी बांध हाथ, मेवा मिष्ठान लाल मुख में दे तिहारी, मुख में दे तिहारी तुम जय 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 सुत महेश जय जय जय। मोतीले प्रार्थनाम, मोतीले प्रार्थनाम, यम से नहीं परे काम, यम से नहीं परे काम, पावे वैकुंठ धाम आप चरण तारे, आप चरण तारे तुम जय 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 सुत महेश जय 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 सुत महेश। गण गणेश प्यारे, गण गणेश प्यारे तुम जय 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 सुत महेश जय 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 सुत महेश जय 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 सुत महेश। बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय। जय जय जग जननी देवी, जय जय जग जननी देवी, जय जय जग जननी देवी, जय जय जग जननी देवी। सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी, सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी, भुक्ति मुक्ति दायनी, भुक्ति मुक्ति दायनी, भयहरणी कालिका। जय जय जग जननी देवी, जय जय जग जननी देवी, जय जय जग जननी देवी, जय जय जग। मंगल मुद सिद्धि सदनी, मंगल मुद सिद्धि सदनी, पर्व शर्वरी शिवदनी, तापति मीर तरुण तरनी, किरणी मालिका। जय 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 जननी देवी, जय 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 जननी देवी। वरम चरम कर कृपान, शूलशैल धनुष बाण, धरनी दलनी दानव दल रन करालिका पूतना पिशाच प्रेत डाकिनी शाकिनी समेत भूत ग्रह बेताल खग मृगाली जालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी जय जय जग जननी देवी जय महेश भामिनी अनेक रूप नामिनी समस्त लोक स्वामिनी हिमशैल बालिका रघुपति पद परम प्रेम तुलसी ये अजल नेम देहु हवे प्रसन्न पाहि प्रणत पालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी जय जय जग जननी देवी सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी सुर नर मुनि असुर सेवी भुक्ति मुक्तिदायिनी भुक्ति मुक्तिदायिनी भयहरणी कालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी जय जय जग जननी देवी जय जय जग जननी देवी जननी देवी जननी देवी जय बोले श्री आर शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय। We now glorify Bhagwan Shankar. I will chant the Sirudrashtakam. You can join together with me in this one line. Namami Shamishan Nirvana Rupam. We bow to that Supreme Shiva, that form of peace, bliss, the essence of our true nature. That one with no desires, no passions. Our true nature, without desires, without passions, we all remain as Shiva. Namami Shamishan Nirvana Rupam Namami Shamishan Nirvana Rupam Namami Shamishan Nirvana Rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma Veda Swarupam Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham Chidakashmakashvasam bhajeham Namami Shamisha Nirvana Rupam Namami Shamisha Nirvana Rupam Nirakaram Omkaram Turiyam Gira Jnana Kotitamisham Girisham Karalam Mahakal कालं कृपालं गुणागार संसार पारं नतोऽहं नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् तुषाराद्रिसङ्काशगौरं गभीरं मनोभूतकोटिप्रभाश्रीशरीरं स्फुरन्मौलिकल्लोलिनी चारुगङ्गा लसद्भालभालेन्दुकन्ते भुजङ्गा नमामि शमीशम् चलत्कुन्दलं भ्रूसुनेत्रं विशालं प्रसन्नाननं नीलकण्ठं दयालं मृगाधीशचर्माम्बरं मुन्दमालं प्रियं शङ्करं सर्वनाथं भजामि नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम्
नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम्
प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रगल्भं परेशम् अखण्डम् अजं भानुकोटिप्रकाशं त्रयः शूलनिर्मूलनं शूलपाणि भजेऽहं भवानी पतिं भवगम्यं नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम्
नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम्
कलातीतकल्याणकल्पान्तकारी सदा सज्जनानन्ददाता पुरारी चिदानन्दसंदोह मोहपहारी प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम्
नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम्
न यावत् उमानाथपादारविन्दं भजन्ति ह लोके परे वा नरानं न तावत् सुखं शान्तिसन्तापनाशं प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूतादिवासं नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम्
नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम् नमामि शमीशं निर्वाणरूपम्
न जानामि योगं जपं नैव पूजा न तोऽहं सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतुभ्यं जराजन्म दुःखौघतातप्यमानं प्रभो पापि आहं नमामीश शम्भु नमामीश मीशं निर्वाणरूपं नमामीशमीशान् निर्वाणरूपं नमामीशमीशान् निर्वाणरूपं नमामीशमीशान् निर्वाणरूपम् रुद्राष्टकम् इदं प्रोक्तं विप्रेन् हरतोषये ये पठन्ति नरा भक्त्या तेषां शम्भु प्रसीदति इति श्री गोस्वामी तुलसीदास कृतं श्री रुद्राक्षकं संपूर्णम्। ओम नमः शिवाय। बोले श्री उमापति महादेव की जय। Let us now concentrate on Vishnu Bhagwan. नारायण वंदन नारायण वंदन निधिपति नारायण प्रतिनिधि नर निधिपति नारायण प्रतिनिधि नर निधिपति नारायण प्रतिनिधि नर निधिपति नारायण प्रतिनिधि नर आए नित नवनिधि नर के घर आए नित नवनिधि नर के घर नारायण का नित्य निरंतर कर मन अभिनंदन श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण भजमन नारायण 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 भजमन नारायण 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 श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण 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 बिन नर अज्ञानी नारायण बिन नर अज्ञानी नारायण नर के वरदानी नारायण नर के वरदानी एक मनोरथ रथ में बैठे एक मनोरथ रथ में बैठे एक मनोरथ रथ में बैठे नित्य जनार्दन जन श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण भजमन नारायण 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 भजमन नारायण 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 श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण के नित्य सखा नारायण घर के नित्य सखा नारायण 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 सखा नारायण। नर के कारण गीता गायन, नर के कारण गीता गायन। हम भगतन के भगत हमारे, हम भगतन के भगत हमारे। नारायण का प्रण श्रीमन्नारायण, नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण, नारायण नारायण। भजमन नारायण, नारायण नारायण, भजमन नारायण, नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण, नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण, नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण।
नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण, नारायण नारायण।
We continue to concentrate on Vishnu Bhagwan. Vishwarupa Narayana, Vishwarupa Narayana, Hari Jaya Jag Vandana, Hari Jaya Jag Vandana। Vishwarupa Narayana, Vishwarupa Narayana, Hari Jaya Jag Vandana, Hari Jaya Jag Vandana। Vishwarupa Narayana, रघुकुल तिलका भूषणा, रघुकुल तिलका भूषणा। यदुकुल तिलका नारायण, यदुकुल तिलका नारायण। नारायण हरि नारायण, नारायण हरि नारायण, नारायण हरि नारायण। विश्वरूपा नारायण, विश्वरूपा नारायण, विश्वरूपा नारायण, विश्वरूपा नारायण। हरि जय जग वंदना, हरि जय जग वंदना, हरि जय जग वंदना, हरि जय जग वंदना। विश्वरूपा नारायण। बोले श्री विष्णु भगवान की। As we did last week, devotees, I will present a short message through bhajan form, maybe one philosophical bhajan, just for some basic understanding. We must remember, devotees, that all of these things that we do, what we read, what we practice, they are just pointers to that supreme state. You know, once there was a monk, and he had a young trainee monk with him. This older monk had a dog, you know. So he was playing catch with this dog. He would throw an object, a ball, the dog would run for it, pick it up and bring it back. The younger monk who was now learning was very confused with all of the scriptural readings, the practices, all of these things that he had to do. And so the older monk used this dog to teach his younger monk a lesson. So the younger monk said, I'm confused with all of these things. What does it all mean? There's so many things to do. People are saying so many things. I read so many things. The older monk, he called the dog. The dog came to him. He pointed to the moon. It was night time. He pointed to the moon and he said to the dog, go fetch me the moon. Of course, the dog didn't go to fetch the moon. The dog remained looking at the monk, looking at him pointing. The monk turned to his young disciple and said, do you know what this means? The younger monk said, I don't understand. And then the older monk said, I told the dog to go fetch the moon. But if you look at the dog, he is just there staring at my finger that is pointing. So what is the lesson? Oh young one, all of these things that we do are just pointers, like pointing to the moon. Don't get carried away or confused by the pointers. What you read, what you hear. These things are just pointers. The only important thing is that experience, that knowing, the moon itself. So sometimes devotees, we get carried away with the pointers, the people who are pointing, the books that are pointing, the rituals that are pointing. But at the end of the day, all of these things would be nothing but just pointers. So as you listen, remember, the only important thing is what you know, your own individual experience. And that is how you measure. So don't get confused. Let's listen today again to some words of Kabir. माटी कहे कुम्हार से तू क्या रूंधे मुँह एक दिन ऐसा आएगा मैं रूंधूंगी तो. The earth, the clay is saying to the potter, why are you pressing me, molding me, kneading me like this? एक दिन ऐसा आएगा, the day will come when you will be ashes and मैं रूंधूंगी तो, I will crush you. Kabir is reflecting on the impermanence of life, devotees. Death all around us, yet still we are concerned with the world, what's going on. Be concerned with yourself, your own development. We listen. माटी कहे कुम्हार से धित्ता गे धित्ता 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 गे धित्ता. माटी कहे कुम्हार से तू क्या रूंधे मोहे एक दिन ऐसा आएगा मैं रूंधूंगी तो, मैं रूंधूंगी तो. आए हैं सो जाएंगे राजा रंग फकीर आए हैं सो जाएंगे, राजा रंक फकीर। एक सिंहासन चढ़ी चले, एक बंधे जंजीर, एक बंधे जंजीर। दुर्बल को न सताइए, जाकी मोती हाय। बिना जीव की खाल से लोहा भस्म हो जाए, लोहा भस्म हो जाए। आए हैं सो जाएंगे, राजा रंग फकीर। Everyone will go one day. The king, the beggar, those who are in positions of power to those who are bound up in chains, everybody. The end result is the same. Durbal ko na satai. So what must we do? Do not ill-treat anybody, look down on anybody. In other words, devotees, mind your own business. Focus on you. And don't interfere with those that you think might be downtrodden, those you think have no power. Because just as a little piece of, pipe is used to blow and create a big fire, in the same way, their curse upon you can basically burn your life to ashes. So don't interfere with anybody else, Kabir is saying. We all have to go. Let this impermanence be clear in your mind and work on yourself. Interfere with no one. चलती चक्की देख के, चलती चक्की देख के, दिया कबीरा रोए। दो पातन के बीच में सबूत बचाना को, सबूत बचाना को। दार जले झूला खरी, केश जले जू घास। सब जग जलता देख के, भय कबीर उदास हो, भय कबीर उदास। The world is depressing to Kabir, devotees. Like two grinding stones, one on top, one below. Kabir sees everybody as being caught up between two grinding stones, two opposites, the sky and the earth, the past and the future, time, happiness and sadness. All of these things we are just moved around, all being crushed between these two grinding stones. And then when we all die, what happens? Our bones burn like, wood, burn up. Our hair will burn like grass, burn right up quite easily. So in other words, devotees, Kabir is seeing this entire world as being filled with suffering. It is like if it is set on fire. But seeing all of this, yet still people carry on with their merry lives, not reflecting on the change. Kabir further reflects. पत्ता तूता दाल से, पत्ता तूता दाल से, ले गई पवन उदाए। अब के बिछड़े कब मिलेंगे, दूर परेंगे जाए, दूर परेंगे जाए। दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई। जो सुख में सुमिरन करे, तो दुख काहे हो, तो दुख काहे हो। पत्ता टूटा डाल से. So leaves, devotees, we are all like leaves on a tree. We might grow next to each other, but one day we're going to break off and we're going to float away, fly away somewhere, never to meet up again. And so what happens? Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. In bad times, when things are not going well, everybody remembers God. They start to think, what is this all about? Problems. At least the good thing about problems, they cause us to think. But when we are happy, no one pays a thought to anything. We just enjoy that happiness, not thinking that it is temporary. But Kabir is saying, Jo sukh mein sumiran kare to dukh kahe ho. If you remember God or that Supreme, your true nature, in the good times, then you wouldn't even have bad times. To dukh kahe hoye. In other words, evenness of mind, devotees. If you have your peace, you know who you are. Good times, bad times, it might appear to the world to be that way, but you are always stable, present. You know who you are at all times. कबीर खाए कोत की, पानी पीवे ना कोई। जाई मिले जब गंग से, तो गंगो तक हो, तो गंगो तक हो। तुलसी तुलसी सब कहे, तुलसी बन की घास। हो गई कृपा राम की, तो बन गए तुलसीदास हो, तो बन गए तुलसीदास। It's like this, devotees. We have drain water, water all about, we think it's impure. But when that water meets the Ganga, it all becomes Ganga. It goes into the ocean, it becomes the ocean. The idea of pure, impure, separate, those things no longer exist there. So Kabir is saying, focus. Try to merge yourself, and I would say destroy the idea of yourself. There is only one thing, one Supreme. Tulsi, Tulsi sab kahe. Everybody says Tulsi, Tulsi. Tulsi is some bush that grows in the forest. Tulsi ban ki ghas. Ho gai kirpa Ram ki. But on realization of Rama, which shines inside, the whole world now speaks and sings about Tulsi Das. That touch of the divine. It's always there, devotees. The touch is always there. But we are not aware. So Kabir is making his point. Impermanence, pain and suffering, once you're in the world, you're going to have it. Leave all of that. Focus on that Supreme. And take that inward journey deep, deep, deep into yourself. That subtle self, which is your true nature. तुलसी इस संसार में सबसे मिलिए ध्याए, ना जाने किस रूप में नारायण मिल जाए, नारायण मिल जाए, नारायण मिल जाए, नारायण मिल जाए। ओम नमो नारायणाय, ओम नमो नारायणाय, ओम नमो नारायणाय, ओम नमो नारायणाय। श्री राम शरणं मम, श्री राम शरणं मम, श्री राम शरणं मम, श्री राम शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण बोलो। ओम नमो नारायणाय, ओम नमो नारायणाय, ओम नमो नारायणाय, ओम नमो नारायणाय। श्री राम शरणं मम, श्री राम शरणं मम, श्री राम शरणं मम, श्री राम शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम। ओम नमो नारायणाय, 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 ओम नमो नारायणाय। In the final verse, devotees, Tulsi se sansar mein sabse miliye dhai. Tulsi ji is saying, meet everyone in this world and treat them with love, respect. See everybody, everything as a form of yourself. Na jane kis roop mein Narayan mil jaye, because you don't know in which form you would meet Lord Narayan, Vishnu Bhagwan, that's supreme. Everything is a form of that supreme, but you don't know, devotees, I interpret this to mean which form or which interaction will trigger that deeper understanding in you. So treat all with love, respect, and focus, devotees, on your own journey. Mind your own business. Bole Sri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. I'll do one final bhajan, devotees. So we spoke about the internal journey. Now what? How do we take it? There are different ways, as we've been mentioning, but there is the simplest, sweetest, easiest way. What is that way? Let us listen to some words of advice again, this time from Brahmanand. भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, तेरा पूरन हो सब काम, तेरा पूरन हो सब काम। भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, seek Rama, that which shines within, the abode of happiness, Sukha Dham. Tera Puran ho sab kaam. Everything you think you want that will bring you happiness, worldly speaking, it won't. But That internal Rama brings fulfillment, peace of all desires, meaning there are no more desires. All your desires are fulfilled, devotees, when you have no more desires. That's the trick. So, Bhajale Ram Naam Sukh Dham, 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 Tera Puran ho sab kaam, Tera Puran ho sab kaam, Bhajale Ram Naam Sukh Dham, Bhajale Ram Naam Sukh Dham. काशी जावे मथुरा जावे, काशी जावे मथुरा जावे, तीर्थ फिरे तमाम, जाए हिमाचल करे तपस्या, जाए हिमाचल करे तपस्या, नहीं पावे विश्राम, रे मनवा नहीं पावे विश्राम, भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, भजले काशी जावे मथुरा जावे. Some people go Kashi, Mathura, here, there, everywhere, all sorts of pilgrimage, whatever. Jai Himachal kare tapasya. Some climb high mountains thinking that if you go somewhere physically, it would help you. But Brahmanand is saying, you don't need to do all of that, devotees. It helps a little bit, yes. Helps control your mind a little bit, but it's not absolutely necessary. What you need to do is focus internally. It's not a physical thing, a physical journey. The self-spirit is something you cannot see, cannot touch, cannot feel. It is beyond mind and senses. So sit wherever you are. Wherever you are, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything like that. But what you do have to do is internal. Manava in your mind. Begin there. Chant Ramanam. Begin by chanting Ramanam as the first step in the journey. And not just chant, but with belief, with some faith. And faith, devotees, is belief plus knowledge. Some evidence. So you have evidence, so try it. You try it and see. Use it as a starting point. Brahmanand says, Jata rakhaye bhasma ramaye, Jata rakhaye bhasma ramaye, Jangal kiya mukam, re manva jangal kiya mukam. सतगुरु की संगत ना कीन्ही, सतगुरु की संगत ना कीन्ही, मिले ना आत्मा राम, रे मनवा मिले ना आत्मा राम, भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, भजले. Continuing the argument, devotees. People feel you need to leave your house, go in the forest somewhere, tie up your hair in matted locks, rub ashes all over your body. You could do that too and look like a madman. But it is not necessary, all external again. We do all of those things trying to put on a show. But We don't do what we're supposed to do. We give up the association with the true gurus, satsang, association with the truth. That association that could lead us to the truth. So Satguru ki sangat na ki, we give up that, give it up. And then Milena Atma Ram. Then how you expect to find that supreme within? There's no training. Who's supervising you? You just do whatever you feel. The true association with those who know, not those who know intellectually, but those who know, who have the experience, who could guide you. That is the most treasured thing. Brahmanand is saying, seek that, not all of these external things. Finally, Brahmanand says, Sant samagam kare nirantar, Sant samagam kare nirantar, jag se ho param, jag se ho param. Brahmanand padam pad pave, Brahmanand param pad pave, होवे मन निष्काम, रे मनवा होवे मन निष्काम, भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, भजले राम नाम सुख धाम, भजले. The final advice to both is Sant samagam khare nirantar, jag se ho param. If you want to free yourself from all your bondage from this world, Santa Samagam, keep very close to those truly spiritual people who are very, very, very rare, very hard to find. Once your karmas are right, you will find yourself near them. Brahmanand Parampad Pave, and Brahmanand is advising, if you want to be at that Lord's feet, then what you need to do, Hove Mana Nishkam, without any sort of desire, wanting anything, forget all of that. Chant that name, immerse yourself in that name, Rama. And that mantra, Rama, will work on that mind. It is a mantra, a tool of the mind, till that mind of yours is completely dissolved, no longer to arise again. The entire notion of yourself will disappear, and what remains is just that pure Rama, that shining, that self, your true nature. Cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, always here, never goes anywhere, everywhere. That one self. The advice is there for the taking, devotees. Bhajale Ram Naam Sukh Dham, Bhajale Ram Naam Sukh Dham, Bhajale Ram Naam Sukh Dham, Bhajale Ram Naam Sukh Dham. Bole Sri Raja Ramchandra ki Jai. At this point I conclude.
Bole Shri Raja Ramchandra ki Jai. Devotees, words of wisdom from those who have left their footprints on the sands of time. Brahmanand, Kabir Das. They had practical experience. They have traveled this journey before, and they have left the advice for all of us to follow. Kabir Das once was challenged. You are preaching so much, who is your guru? In the tradition of Sanatana Dharma, the great sages Brahmanand, Kabir Das, Surdas, Tulsi Das, Pratham Bhakti Santankar Sangha, the first stage was to associate with holy ones. Dusri Mama Katha Prasanga, Sri Ram Tulsivari. listening to the glories of the divine. Indeed, in Ayodhya, Khan Bharat himself said, when it was being, the kingdom of Ayodhya was being imposed upon him, one of his statements was that, what is the purpose of all these sacrifices, jap tap, etc., if there is no Ram Bhakti? If the feeling for that Lord is not there. The wise ones know this. Guru Parapankha Sevati Shri Bhakti Aman. The Guru was imposing on Bharat to sit upon the throne, not imposing really, but advising, also testing Bharat to see whether Bharat will choose Sri Ram or choose Ayodhya. Of course, we all know Bharat chose Sri Ram. The Guru is that important factor, the enlightened Guru, of course. Kabir Das was challenged, who is your Guru? He didn't have any Guru. He had a Gyan, but no Guru to sanction what he was doing. At that time, there was a great sage, Vir Guru Ramanand Swami, who everybody was gravitating towards, but he would never initiate anybody just like that. He'll put you on a serious breath for about a year, test you in various ways before he will initiate you. You see, initiating a person like picking up a burden on your head. And Ramanand Swami wouldn't pick up any burden just like that. Ramanand Swami devotees, a very brilliant luminary in the spiritual field. Kabir Das was brave enough to say, my Guru is Ramanand Swami. How could he prove this? When they approached Ramanand Swami, he said, I am not aware, O Kabir, that I initiated you. Kabir was challenged in this way, but he wasn't speaking by guess. To have that Guru is important. And what he did from before, he observed Raman Swami, his daily duties. And very early in the morning time, Raman Swami would get up around 4:30, go to the ghat, the stairways leading down to the Ganga to take his bath. Kabir Das, what he did? That one morning, very early, he saw the Guru coming and he lie down, as it were, on that step where the Guru would pass. And when the Guru passed and put his foot upon him, the Guru realized he matched a human being. Then the first thing he blurted out of his mouth, Ram. Kabir Das took that as his mantra. I got that from my Guru. And when today he was questioned, he said, Guruji, I want you to remember this incident. Do you remember? And when he explained, Swami Raman said, yes, that is true. And I did pronounce, I did that mantra, Ram, which you took. So it wasn't direct initiation, so to speak. But you performed this ritual, as it were, lying down there, and that mantra came out, and you accepted it. Yes, I have to accept you as my Guru, as my Chela. You are my Chela. Because you have been initiated, you accepted that mantra, Ram. Devotees, you follow scriptures, all these great sages, as the Bhajan was saying, Kabir Das, fully aware of that. The Guru, Satsang, Brahmanand, very fully aware of that. Tulsi Das, were it not for his Guru, where would he have been? Even when the Lord manifested, Sri Ram, Guru Vasisht, Bhagwan Sri Krishna, Sandipani Guru, they all sanctioned the association with holy ones. And yes, not blind rituals, not just external symbols only, but what is in the inside, that Shraddha, that faith, that belief. And the sages have all advised us, time, tide, opportunity, wait on no man. No man, no man. Time, tide, opportunity, wait on no man. So while we have the chance, as we keep saying, the bubble of life can burst at any moment. Look around, become aware, and you would realize what is happening all around us. This bubble can burst at any moment. You think you have time? No one has time, devotees. We never have enough. So the sages, they advise us, man, wake up. Wake up. उठ जाग मुसाफिर भोर भई अब रैन कह जो सोत है उठ जाग मुसाफिर भोर भई अब रैन कह जो सोत है जो जागत है सो पावत है जो सोवत है सो खोवत है जो जागत है सो पावत है जो सोवत है सो खोवत है तू नींद के आंखें खोल जरा और अपने प्रभु से ध्यान लगा उठ जाग मुसाफिर भोर भई अब रैन कहा जो सोवत है यह प्रीत करन की रीत नहीं प्रभु जागत है तू सोवत है यह प्रीत करन की रीत नहीं प्रभु जागत है तू सोवत है जो कल करना सो आज कर ले जो आज करना सो अब कर ले We are all travelers, devotees, but we are traveling, we are caught up, we are sleeping in night of delusion. We are being told, Ut jag musafir, O traveler, awake, arise. The night of delusion has ended, the dawn of wisdom has broken. The Lord is never asleep, you are asleep. Jago. Those who are awake will benefit, those who are asleep will lose. And remember this, don't put off for tomorrow. Procrastination, the thief of time. The good things of life. That's satsang. Those wonderful instructions from the scriptures. The scriptural injunctions. Do it now. Jo kal karna, so aaj kar le. What is to be done tomorrow, do it today. Jo aaj karna, so ab kar le. What is to be done today, don't wait for today, do it now. Now is what counts. I'm here, now. Next moment the bubble can burst. Isn't that so? Jago. Wake up, woman. जो कल करना सो आज कर ले जो आज करना सो अब कर ले जब चिड़ियों ने चुग खेत लिया फिर पछताए क्या होवत है जब चिड़ियों ने चुग खेत लिया फिर पछताए क्या होवत है नादान भुगत भक्ति करनी when the crops have already dried, when the bird has already flown away from that cage, then there is regret. To what avail? When you do not make use of the opportunity, when everything is, grass is always green on the other side. Let me go so, let me look so, let me look so, tomorrow, and today is slipping away. Dreadful mistake we make. Dreadful mistake. Time goes. As I said, time, tide opportunity. Wait on no man. regrets don't help anything. Wake up, woman. Jago. जब पाप की कथरी शीश धरी फिर शीश पकड़ क्यों रोवत है। जब पाप की गठरी शीश धरी जब पाप की गठरी शीश धरी फिर शीश पकड़ क्यों रोवत है। उठ जाग मुसाफिर भूल भई अब रैन कह जागत है सो पावत है जो सोवत है सो खोवत है। Suffering devotees, they come not by chance. When Lakshman, Ayodhya Khan, when the Nishal blaming Kaikeyi for all the goings wrongs of Ayodhya Puri, Lakshmanji said, no bhai, don't blame anyone. It is your own karma which causes your happiness or your unhappiness, as the case may be. People are merely facilitators. They bring about your situation. Happiness, pain, union, separation, birth, death, wealth, poverty, all these dualities, all that can be seen, heard, spoken about, all that is Maya, delusion. Wake up, oh brother. The king goes to sleep, he dreams he's a pauper. The pauper goes to sleep, he dreams he's Kuber, the king of wealth. When the dawn breaks, the king is up, he's still king. The beggar is up, he's still beggar. What is he dream? These handles we tend to carry and we thinking that this is your reality. Wake up, O man, that is not who you are and what you are. The sages remain awake in the night of delusion. So I'm saying to you, brother, blame none. Don't blame anyone for your condition. But remember, the sages are ones who remain alert. How? Why? They focus upon that Sri Ram. Ram Brahm Paramarthi Rupa. Sri Ram is the personification of the supreme objective. He is Brahm. Ram Brahm Paramarthi Rupa. Focus upon him. And how do you know you're getting close to that Lord? Lesson for us devotees to look into the mirror. How do I know I'm getting closer to that Lord? When the mind begins to turn away from materialism, then you're getting closer to God. Lakshman said, "Oh bhai, when the mind begins to turn away from materialism, it focuses on divinity. You can't go wrong. You're getting there. You're getting there. That is the only reality. The supreme reality. Paramarthi Rupa, Sri Ram. Worship him. Devotees, and don't wait for tomorrow. The journey starts now. Every journey starts with one footstep. Every moment wasted, we are going to regret it at some point. Ek hari na jaye beat. So it's for all of us, wake up. Don't get caught up. Just remember this if you want to frighten yourself. You know, some of us, we are fed up of doing funerals. We are fed up of seeing dead bodies. On all sides. It has never happened like this before. Never. In my 50-something years as upon it, I am fed up. And yet, many more have to go. I'm sure of that. You don't know who. This is the thing about it. You don't know who. Many more will go. And we'll be faced with these situations again and again. This is why I'm saying the bubble can burst any moment. Young, old, not so old. The sick survives. The healthy collapses. And he goes. Frightening, isn't it? Devotees, all this is to help us to remember, now is what counts. Now. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. चौथी भक्ति में गुणगना Kari kapat tochi gan. Say Ram Tulsi, singing my praises in any whatever form, whichever form you chant. The four type of bhakti. Chant, but taje kapat, no deceit, no conceit in the mind, no negativities. So devotees, for a few moments we do this as we can make preparation for the final Havan. Remember, now is what counts. This moment will never, ever, ever, ever come back. Ever come back. Radhe Govinda Jai Jai, Radhe Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Jai, Radhe Gopala,
Dinanath Govinda,
Dinanath Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Dinanath Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Dinanath Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Jai, Radhe Gopala,
Dinanath Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Dinanath Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Govinda Jai Govinda Gopala, Jai Gopala,
Govinda Jai Govinda Gopala, Jai Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Jai, Radhe Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Jai, Radhe Gopala,
Radha Lola Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Radha Lola Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Govinda Jai Govinda Gopala, Jai Gopala,
Govinda Jai Govinda Gopala, Jai Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Radhe Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Jai, Radhe Gopala,
Anath Nath Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Anath Nath Govinda, Rasa Vilola Gopala,
Govinda Jai Govinda Gopala, Jai Gopala,
Govinda Jai Govinda Gopala, Jai Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Radhe Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Jai, Radhe Gopala,
Anand Rupa Chit Chora, Murali Manohar Mangalala,
Chit Chora, Murali Manohar Nandlala,
Anand Rupa Chit Chora, Murali Manohar Nandlala,
Anand Rupa Chit Chora, Murali Manohar Nandlala,
Nandlala Jai Nandlala Gopala, Jai Gopala,
Nandlala Nandlala Gopala, Jai Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai Jai, Radhe Gopala,
Radhe Govinda Jai राधे गोपाल
हे दीनानाथ गोविंदा रास विलोला गोपाल
दीनानाथ गोविंदा रास विलोल गोपाल
दीनानाथ गोविंदा रास विलोला गोपाल
दीनानाथ गोविंदा रास विलोल गोपाल
राधे गोविंदा जय राधे गोपाल
राधे गोविंदा जय जय राधे गोपाल
राधे गोविंदा जय राधे गोपाल
राधे गोविंदा जय जय राधे गोपाल
Holy Vrindavan, Shri Krishna Chandra ki jai. So Mama devotee, the time is now. Person, each one of us. Don't waste the time. May the blessings of that divine be showered upon all of us.
We join in our final havan. Om Sri Man Mahaganadhipati Swaha. Om Sri Gauri Mata Swaha. Om Sri Prithvi Mata Swaha. Om Sri Panchlokalevaya Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Chandikaya Namaha Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Viche Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Lakshmi Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Srim Hrim Saraswatyay Swaha. Om Krim Kalyay Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Tara Devi Swaha. Om Sri Tripura Sundari Devi Swaha. Om Sri Bhuvaneshwari Devi Swaha. Om Sri Tripura Bhairavi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Chinamasta Devi Swaha. Om Sri Dhumavati Devi Swaha. Om Sri Bagalamukhi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Matangi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Kamala Devi Swaha. Om Sri Swaha Mata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Hrim Shashti Devyai Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Navdurga Mata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Sri Sita Ramachandraya Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Radha Krishnaya Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Hum Hanumate Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Aditya Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Chandra Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Mangal Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Buddha Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Brihaspati Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Shukra Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Shani Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Rahave Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Ketave Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Agindevaya Swaha. Om Sri Ishtadevaya Swaha. Om Sri Kuldevaya Swaha. Om Sri Kuldevaya Swaha. Om Sri Asthandevaya Swaha. Om Sri Vastudevaya Swaha. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevi Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Anand Swarupaya Brahmane Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Guruve Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Please all stand, devotees. Om Namah Shambhavaya Cha Mayubhavaya Cha. Om Namah Shankaraya Cha Mayaskaraya Cha. Om Namah Shivaya Cha Shivtaraya Cha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Purnamidah Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagam Swaha. Om Sarva Papa Harandibhyam Gangyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanam Chamaya Dattam Grihitam Purushotamaha Achmanyam Samarpayami Srigindevaya Namo Namaha. we join our final arati.
जय जगदीश
We join in closing prayer. शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु त्रिविध ताप निवारण हे विभो अज जनेश्वर यादव पाहि मां शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जयमङ्गलं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जयमङ्गलम् ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय धनोहरि मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज ॐ मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत् पूजितं मया देवा परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे। ॐ असतो मा सत्कमय ॐ तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय ॐ मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। हर हर महादेव हर हर महादेव हर हर महादेव। बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय। आदिशक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। बोले श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। बोले श्री स्वाहा माता की जय। Okay, devotees, I don't believe we have any announcements this morning. Just to remind you that we would not be having any service next weekend. Service will continue from the following Sunday. So again, no service next weekend. Next week Sunday, service will resume on the following Sunday. This morning, let me say blessings to Auntie Savi, and Sushana. They sat for puja this morning. Earlier this year, in January, I believe, it was Auntie Savi's birthday. I call her Auntie Savi, so let's wish her a happy birthday, belated though it may be. And you know, we always from time to time remember Uncle Vijay. He comes to our mind quite regularly, especially when we are driving in front by you there. Whenever we pass, I have to point out to the children, remember Uncle Vijay? Living right there. And so, we all think of him and we all, miss him from time to time. So, blessing again to you, and Sushana. You can take your prasad. Jai Sitaram. Blessings everybody, and we hope to see everyone the following Sunday.